For almost 2 decades, men's tennis was defined by 3 giants: Roger Federer, Rafael Nadal, and Novak Djokovic. Together, they not only redefined the game but also raised expectations to levels once thought unattainable. Between them, they collected a staggering number of Grand Slam titles, filled stadiums worldwide, and captivated audiences with rivalries that transcended sport. Yet, as Federer has retired, Nadal nears the twilight of his career, and Djokovic carries the last torch of that golden era into his late 30s, a new chapter is unfolding. At the heart of this transition stand 2 young stars, Carlos Alcaraz of Spain and Jannik Sinner of Italy. Their battles, their playing styles, and their youthful energy have created what many describe as a huge void being filled in men's tennis. No longer do fans wonder if the next era has begun, the only question now is how far will it go. Carlos Alcaraz burst onto the professional scene with explosive athleticism, charisma, and a fearless approach to competition. Winning the US Open in 2022 and Wimbledon in 2023 at such a young age not only placed him firmly in the spotlight but also set the bar for what the future could look like. At just 21 years old, his game already bears the maturity of a seasoned champion, a blend of Nadal's fighting spirit, Federer's elegance, and Djokovic's flexibility. On the other side of the net is Jannik Sinner, the calm, composed, and methodical Italian who has steadily climbed the rankings with a game built on precision, relentless consistency, and an icy temperament under pressure. Sinner's ability to counterpunch with depth, absorb power, and unleash devastating groundstrokes has made him a nightmare matchup for even the most experienced players. When these two collide, the clash is electric. Their matches often feature extended rallies, breathtaking shot-making, and a psychological battle that feels eerily reminiscent of the sport's greatest rivalries. Every generation of tennis needs a rivalry to define it. Federer and Nadal gave us contrasting personalities and styles, the artist versus the warrior. Djokovic entered the mix, adding mental fortitude and relentless baseline mastery. For Alcaraz and Sinner, their rivalry comes at a pivotal moment when fans are searching for continuity. With Federer gone, Nadal injured, and Djokovic in the final phase of his career, many worried about the sport's future. Alcaraz and Sinner have answered those fears by producing matches that ignite the same passion fans once reserved for the Big Three. Their contrasting styles make the rivalry more compelling. Alcaraz is dynamic, improvisational, and explosive, while Sinner is calculated, disciplined, and brutally consistent. The collision of those styles produces balance, a formula that has historically created legendary rivalries. Both players are still in their early 20s, meaning their careers could run parallel for over a decade. In essence, Alcaraz and Sinner's rivalry is not just about trophies, it's about restoring the drama and anticipation that makes tennis thrive. Commentators often describe the end of the Big Three's dominance as leaving a void in men's tennis. The term reflects the uncertainty of whether any new players could replicate the extraordinary consistency and star power that Federer, Nadal, and Djokovic brought. But with every void comes opportunity. Alcaraz and Sinner's emergence signals a chance not just to continue the legacy but to reinvent it. Their personalities are different. Alcaraz's fiery celebrations contrast with Sinner's stoic calm, yet together, they embody a new brand of tennis. Their rivalry may never replicate the Big Three, but it doesn't have to. Instead, it can usher in a fresh narrative that belongs to this generation. Already, Alcaraz and Sinner have built a resume of unforgettable encounters. Their 5-set marathon at the 2022 US Open, which lasted until nearly 3 a.m., is still hailed as one of the greatest matches in the tournament's history. Alcaraz survived that night, but both players walked away with their reputations elevated. Each time they meet, their matches carry more weight, not just for rankings but for the symbolic power struggle of who will lead men's tennis into the future. These encounters are not just matches, they are auditions for the next era of supremacy. The future promises Grand Slam duels, battles for the #1 ranking, and a decade of storylines that will keep fans captivated. Alcaraz already has multiple majors to his name, while Sinner is knocking at the door. The question is not if Sinner will win one, but how many he will collect in the next decade. Their head-to-head encounters in semifinals and finals could define entire seasons. Just as Djokovic, Nadal, and Federer exchange the number one ranking repeatedly, Alcaraz and Sinner are expected to trade places at the top. Alcaraz brings the Spanish legacy of Nadal, while Sinner carries Italy's growing tennis tradition. Their combined appeal is not confined to Europe. They are quickly becoming global icons with fan bases stretching from South America to Asia. This international recognition is crucial for sustaining tennis's popularity worldwide. Still, challenges remain. Injuries, burnout, or the rise of other competitors could disrupt the expected narrative. Players like Holger Rune, Felix Auger-Aliassime, and others are still lurking with potential. And then there is Novak Djokovic, who continues to play at the highest level. Until he fully steps aside, the rivalry between Alcaraz and Sinner will occasionally be filtered through Djokovic's enduring presence. Unlike the Big Three, who rose gradually, Alcaraz and Sinner are inheriting the game during a moment of immediate expectation. Fans demand greatness now. Whether they thrive under that weight or struggle with the comparison will shape the story of their rivalry. The greatest rivalries in tennis are built not just on matches but on eras. Borg-McEnroe lasted only a few years but left an indelible mark. Federer-Nadal defined a decade. Djokovic-Nadal extended that story. For Alcaraz and Sinner, the potential is there for a rivalry that lasts well into the 2030s. Their contrasting personalities could also enrich the narrative. Alcaraz, always smiling, joyful, and expressive, appeals to fans who love energy and flair. Sinner, reserved and quietly intense, represents discipline and focus. Together, they create a yin-yang dynamic that fuels anticipation every time they step on court. Men's tennis is entering uncharted waters. With the Big Three era ending, fans feared a decline in drama, intensity, and global interest. Yet, Carlos Alcaraz and Jannik Sinner have already shown that the sport remains alive with excitement. Their rivalry has the power not only to fill the so-called huge void, but to redefine what the next generation of tennis greatness looks like. The future of their rivalry holds Grand Slam duels, battles for world number one, and a decade of unforgettable encounters. If Federer-Nadal was about artistry and warrior spirit, and Djokovic-Nadal was about endurance and resilience, then Alcaraz-Sinner promises to be about the fearless creativity of youth colliding with disciplined precision. The stage is set, the crowd is ready, and as the sun sets on one golden era, it rises on another, powered by Alcaraz, Sinner, and the rivalry that may very well define the future of men's tennis.